Hello, everyone, and welcome to the season 18 Powerplay. It is back, and we are once again here to present all the teams, all the 20 teams which have signed up. So, massive thanks to everyone for participating in the upcoming season, which starts tomorrow. But before we get into the teams, let's invite or welcome actually our guest who is returning. He's been around Discord for a while. He's been gone for a little bit, but he's back right now. And even though he's not playing in the season, at least at the moment, he is here to share some wisdom with us. And that guest is Pancake69, also known as Grease. This is the moment where
Yeah,
Greece
hello
will
everyone.
go.
I decided to join you. I Can you hear me?
Yeah, you have a little delay when hearing, I guess, but the mic is fine.
Okay. Okay, so I just joined you here tonight to just criticize some players.
So Greece is with us on
Oh,
a mobile hotspot, so the signal might not be best, but luckily the knowledge is with him. And since we are running late, let's quickly get into the first team. And that team is, apologize for my French, Anti-Secours to beat. And the roster of that team consists of Dolipron, Sosa, AVR, Furia, AZ, Sosgot, and Butterfly. A decent team which ended up being in the second pot for this season. And Greece, how many players do you recognize?
yeah, so I recognize Doli Prune, Sosa, AVR, Furia, Azet, and Butterfly. So almost every of the players. I only don't know this Source God player, but I don't think he's gonna be important. I think this team is really skilled. We have it's basically gang shit team from season 16, if I remember good. We have Doliprune, Sosa, and Furia. So these three players used to play some seasons already together. So they for sure know each other very good, and they have good chemistry. And we have AVR guy, who, as I can see, was the best scorer of last season and won the top mid award as well. So this team looks really strong on paper, at least. I don't know what you think.
This is similar to gang shit, like you've said. So we have players who can play outfield, who are good going forward, and especially with AVR
Yeah.
as well now. Top midfielder last season, top scorer, and second place for the MVP vote, if I remember correctly. And the same questions appear like last time, whether their goalkeeper will be good enough, whether the defender will play safe enough, or if it's going to be too risky of a play style, or maybe the risky play style will be worth it. And I think we can expect them to challenge pot one teams a lot, to have really close
Yeah.
and great entertaining matches against them, but at the same time possibly drop points against the weaker, the lower seeded teams. And they should finish about the top to mid table of the conference, but this is the team you want to avoid in playoffs probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree. I remember them from season 16. When I faced them, they were called gang shit back then, and Dolly Prune, Sosa, and Fury are just players you want to avoid because they are very skilled, as I mentioned before. I remember we were losing to them like 0-2 and 1-3. At the end, we made comeback, but it was very. I just didn't like to play against them. So yeah, I absolutely agree. They can even win. They can win versus every team, and they can also at the same time lose against some pot 4 team or something like that.
Speaking of teams you don't want to play against, let's switch up to the next side, and that is Athletic Reconnaissance, the beloved team in
Oh
the
my God.
community, featuring the full lineup of Moroccans. And this season, that team consists of Hadik, Sigaret, Adial or Adl, Kono, Adams. Stutpup is back, or maybe it's his brother, because as we know, Stutpup is dead. Have fun. De Gea making a return to Athletic Reconnaissance. This is the uh, hero story that isn't talked about enough. And of course, Anas is in the roster as well. I would love to have a guest from them, but unfortunately, they couldn't join us to talk because I wanted to ask them about the goals for the season. We didn't see Hadik prediction, and I think he will post it later on. But from the talks I've had with them, I know they care about the final result. They don't care about the play style, which is, you can see that with your own eyes when you play against them. But they are successful. You can't deny them. Season after season, they make it through the mid-table. They go to the playoffs, usually around the quarterfinals. Last time it didn't quite work out, but they are the team that you are afraid to play, not necessarily of the same reasons as the previous one, but still not an easy opponent to play against.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think no one wants to play against them because they just have this very defensive play style. I am surprised with some returns of the players. I mean, Sutput and De Gea didn't expect them to return to the league, but yeah, I'm kind of surprised with this. And they probably gonna be the main players as well here. With probably De Gea being the main goalkeeper and Sutput being the main striker, and in the defense, we gonna have Hadik and Sigaret just moving like they used to do it in the previous season.
I don't think De
Oh yeah,
Gea will be the
they
main goalkeeper. That's the one thing I disagree. Probably it's gonna be Kono because he's
okay.
been established as the Moroccan goalkeeper for quite a while now. But Stutpup is possible to be the striker, the camping guy to look for those 1v1s.
Yeah, okay, it's possible as well.
Since we've saved some time from the schedule, I will use it as a little bit of an advertisement time. So, for those who didn't know yet, make sure to participate in our competitions where you can win prizes. That's right, we are spending money on you. There is predictions which are incredibly easy to participate. You just head over to the predictions channel on Discord, react to some messages, whether you think which of the teams will win, or out of the bonus question, if the situation will happen or will it not. And at the end of the season, those who have the most points, most correct answers, will receive rewards as listed in the channel. And one more competition with prizes is fantasy. This is for the managerial masterpieces making a return. And this is just, if you know Fantasy Premier League, this is literally the same, but for hockey. So check out the Discord for more info about that. The channels with the fantasy tag at the start. And enough of the advertisements. Let's switch back to the next team, and that is another certified classic. We've had Athletic Reconnaissance. And actually, can we quickly switch back to the French team? Because I see Sosa in the power play waiting room, so maybe he has something to say to us. Hello, Sosa. Sosa, can you hear us? Okay, I guess it's not gonna happen. Well, still, thanks for trying to join us. And let's go back to the Optimurki then, with the legendary lineup consisting of Fryer, Puyol, Games, and my streamer has switched tabs. Games, Cabanos, Pollonge, Rafix, Sunny Kitten, and Evans Blue. And we should be joined by Cabanos. Hello, Cabanos. Hello, Cabanos. Okay, I'm
Hello,
starting to.
can
Oh,
you hear
there we
me?
go. Yeah, it works perfectly.
Yeah, I
And
think Fryer has gathered one of our best lineups in history. We've got the return of Evans Brew to our roster. Unfortunately, we've faced the departure of Agent Staszek and Stoje Bokiem, but I think this season will be the one when we'll finally advance to the playoffs.
whoa, that's interesting. So to get to playoffs, you must be in top 7. Which teams will be behind you?
Well, I think the rookies, Cube, and some team that will disband, like in Boku Hacksball.
Okay. Greece, do you have any questions? Greece?
I don't have questions, but well, it's yeah. Can you hear me now?
I can hear
Yeah.
you.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I just have some delay. Well, I don't really have any questions, but I need to agree that the fact that you don't have Agent Staszek anymore is very sad because he was an absolute legend. And I don't really think that without him you can make it to the playoffs, unfortunately.
Where we still got Paul Launch and Fraser, so I am very positive about this season. Also, we've gained very much chemistry from playing real soccer and futsal together.
Okay, that sounds good to me. So I will be looking forward to Optimurki games. And with those high hopes, I really hope you succeed because it sounds really promising.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for joining us. So that was our first guest. Massive thanks to Kavanos for joining us. And yeah, the expectations are high. Optimurki have always been the team that top players want to get to boost their stats. And looks like they will need to be worried to play them this season. And I think Cabanos said a lot. I don't know if Greece has anything else to add.
No, I just think that looking at this roster, yeah, I can agree with Cabanos that they probably gonna have a really huge chemistry because they just used to play with together. So yeah, I'm sure this is gonna be either really strong side, the chemistry, because I remember all of them playing together in Oshimurki in the previous seasons, and they also play some other leagues together. So if they have good chemistry and they can more good enough, I think they can get some points, but I can see them making it to the playoffs, especially if only 7 and not 8 teams make it. So yeah.
They can cause an upset, which was proven last season as in their game against Skanderbeg, who were in pot 1, may I remind you, they took it to overtime. And although Skanderbeg have definitely underperformed considering the expectations before the season, I don't think anyone was expecting them to drop points against Optimurki anyway. So that was possibly one of the biggest upsets last season. And hopefully Optimurki can continue that going into the next one. And speaking of going into the next one, let's move on to the next team. and that is HC Wielka Noga, one of the latest signups to have joined the team, with the roster consisting of KKK, Seplox, Lynch, Pablo, Lucky, Rish, Meret, and Tsubasa. What do you think about this group, Chris?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I see this roster for the first time, and my first thought is that this is a very random team. Like, you have Lynch and Lucky, who are very talented players, and you have Seplox, KKK, or Merets, who I recognize as well, and they are just mid players. So this team is kind of random. I really don't know what to expect from them, but yeah, they probably gonna make it to the playoffs, but I don't see them, just going somewhere more than to the quarters, maybe. Yeah, I think it's they can finish in preliminary rounds or quarterfinals. I don't see them make it to semis or final. But yeah, this team is very random.
In 2022, born in 2024. Welcome back, Czatowi Zbalovice. This would be the
Yeah.
perfect summary for me. And like you said, this team can either work well if the top players show up, or can be complete disappointment. And with the pods, we've gone in the middle. They are literally the mid-table expected season. Although it is worth pointing out that it isn't complete randoms, because Pablo and Rish were members of Rookies last season, and that was the Rookies team which made it to the playoffs as the second time in history. So, although we don't talk about their playoffs result, they did qualify, and that's already a big achievement in itself. And then combine that with Seplox, who, when he has the will to grind, he would play a good level, I would say. And then obviously the more experienced players like Lynch or I should say more skilled rather than experienced, because they aren't really that OG players for the league. But having them together could combine well, but we'll see how that works. We do not have a guest from them.
Yeah, I think the thing if Lucky is gonna be active enough is gonna be really important, because he, as I remember, didn't used to be very active in the previous seasons. So if this thing changes and he just gonna join every game, then I'm sure he gonna along with Lynch just carry this team, and they can make some surprises in the league.
So we've had Pablo and Rish who were in Rookies. So let's see the current roster of Rookies as they are up next as a team. And there is 6 players in there at the moment. But as we know, Rookies don't care about the transfer rules. They can add whenever they want, or actually how many they want, I should say. But right now, the lineup consists of Wenger, Idur or Rudy, Addison, Milquest, Nuras, and Karox. And we are joined with Rookie's coach, who I don't know if he's interested in talking to us.
Yo.
Hello, Twoja. You've
Hello.
had a great success with Rookies last season, bringing the glory, making it to the playoffs. Can you do it back to back?
It's gonna be hard. Like this season, I think there is less bad teams. Kurwa, wait a second. Okay, so there is less bad teams this season, so it's gonna be harder, but I hope it's possible.
I see you are already afraid of Opszczymurki and their claims to make the playoffs.
Yeah, Opszczymurki is very good team, very talented players.
Yeah, I have a question. I have a question for you, Foya. Where did you find these players? I mean, are they some random players from pubs, or they are decent players from different leagues?
Mostly from UEFA.
Okay. And do they play together in UEFA?
Some of them, I think,
It could be good for their chemistry if they do.
but I don't think so. Like most of them doesn't. Like I think maybe 2 players play together. Like Idur and Karox, I think they play together.
Okay. I don't think I have other questions then.
Okay.
Please.
Then we can move on, yeah?
Greece? Greece is muted, so I guess that's fine. So let's move on to another team. And going from one giant to another, we have Italian United. And on the roster of Italian United, we've got Ventola, we've got Baba, then Risla, Viviri, Jorgen Stae, and Raizo. And joined with us right now is Sae.
Yeah, man.
Let's go. Sae, first off, uh, how did you end up in Italian United? Because not gonna lie, this is not the team I was expecting to see you in.
No, it's a short story, but Rizla one day asked me that if I want to make a team with him, but because he wanna play with his friends last season before he retires, and he just asked me to help him with being a vice captain, and that's how it began.
Isla retiring. I've heard that for like 5 seasons now. Come on.
Yes, I asked him later, and he said he doesn't know if it's his last season.
We're gonna see him for the World Cup right after, then for the season 19. I know, because I'm in that same position. Like, come on. You don't fool me with that. Anyway, it is a strong team with very all-around players. So the question for me is, who's gonna play? How many minutes will there be a main team with a backup, or will you guys rotate? What's the plan?
First, we wanna just we are testing all players on FS to see the best lineup, and later we will think that Riza told me that we will play rotately, so every player plays 10 minutes if we will win enough. Like if we win after first session 2-0, then we can rotate. So I
Yeah,
think
I have one question as well. What are your expectations? I mean, is your goal to win this season, or you don't see you winning? Because this team seems, this team is very decent.
it's hard to say that we will win this season when KHK and China are playing. They have some good players, but we have two good players like Rogane or VVR or Ryza. So maybe I think we can win, but highly we will end in semifinals.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, I think that's it. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, I want to wait. I want to say one thing. Yeah, but Michka wheelchair. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. This was Sae, the co-captain of Italian United. And it seems like this is just a bunch of good friends who like to play with each other, hoping to get good results.
They won the championship in season 8, if I remember good, and they had Risla, Viviri, Ventola, and Raizo in that roster. So yeah, but time flies, and I think now
I don't remember
it's
that
gonna be
final.
difficult. Yeah,
I've erased it
now
from my memory.
now I think that all of these players isn't that top anymore. But I think that they still can make it to the semis at least. So yeah.
They were in pot 1, so this should be the expectations at least with them. It seems like they are trying to be realistic, like Saya said, but at the same time, never limit your dreams. because we've had teams which weren't even pot one who ended up winning championships. And we've had massive upsets over the history time, like season 10. Do you remember? Oh, wait, not season 10, season 12 was it, I think? Do you remember who was in the final in season 12? Because I do. It was Koto Hockey Officer.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do as well, but I don't want to remember that.
So massive upsets are possible to happen. And it's good to be realistic while at the same time still hoping high. I think we can move on to the next team, which we were meant to be joined by Luntek and Sarah. However, I see Rube or Adam in the waiting room already. So we'll quickly present the team, seeing if Sarah and Luntek show up. And the roster of Killer House Clan for this season. The team which is defending the title is Sarah, Piotr, Luntek, Zenix, Adam, Ciekan, and Paweł. And let's hear it from Rube. Hello, Adam. Adam, do you know if Luntek and Sarah are coming? Because they said that they would be here, but I don't see them yet.
Yeah, I was talking with David Chat, but I don't know really. Maybe yes, maybe no. I didn't ask him anything, so yeah.
Luckily, we have you with us. So, what do you think about your team, and how did you end up in this team?
Well, I got DM by my fellow friend Piotr, like I get every single season. And until this moment, I mean, I was always rejecting him by, I'm gonna play with Xaro, these are last season, last dance, blah, blah, blah. And Xaro didn't want to play this season, so I decided to join him finally. And yeah, I mean, as you can see, I'm gonna be a bench farmer with these hex nerds. And yeah.
Yeah, and are you gonna win your first championship?
Maybe. I mean, I won because we have Piotr. You know, Piotr course is real, so maybe we're gonna lose it.
Okay, I
As well.
see. I see Luntek in the waiting room. So
Okay, let me move him to us as well. Hello, Bahira. Mr. Luntek.
Can you hear me?
Let's go. Welcome to the Powerplay show. Luntek, tell me, when will you remove Rubinho from your roster?
I think we need to do this as soon as possible.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm
Can
joining
you
about
lift
Canada.
Piotr's course? Because you've tried in the Summer Cup and it didn't work, but now combining power with Sarah, is it possible?
I think Piotr Kurs is the real deal because the only finals I lost in hockey is when I was with Piotr. So I don't know if it's even possible. But I will do my best with Sarah to win the title.
Another important question would be the goalkeeper drama for me, because in the roster, the planned goalkeeper was David, although David is not here anymore, as you can see. But there's Zenik, who's here to replace who's here to replace him. Apologize for that. And do you think Zenix is better than David, or if it's a downgrade for your team?
To be honest, I've never seen Zenix play on this map and I never heard of him. So I need to say that I think he's worse than Daffy right now. But if Sarah took him, I think he has really good potential to be one of the best in the
Yeah,
future.
I think if Sarah took him, he doesn't have potential because Sarah is
That's maybe
really bad at finding talent. So yeah, I think this team is really strong, but they just don't have a goalkeeper, and this is gonna be a problem for them. But yeah, I think they still are the main favorites to win the whole thing because if you have Sarah, Piotr, and Luntek, which are probably top 3 players in the team, players right now. We just have to be the main favorites, even though we don't have the goalkeeper.
Rumor says Luntek was sending emails to Smoczek begging for a return so they can have a well-known goalkeeper for this season.
That's it true. I asked Smoczek to come back this season, but he tells me that does he really want me to join and play with Smoczek? I mean Piotr.
The ultimate reunion.
So I don't think you will
I
play
don't
with
remember the exact quote, but was it odd or even numbers with
Odd.
Smoczek?
It was odds, I think.
I think it was odd.
So you have a chance to have him then if it was odd.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have any other questions. What about you, Greece?
Yeah, I don't have any as well.
So this is time for your final message before leaving. Okay,
I
no
would like
interest.
to say that I'm breaking the assist record this season.
Ooh,
Inshallah.
interesting. Especially with the mercy rule in play now, so no more farming against the pot 5 teams. But
It doesn't
I
matter.
wish you good luck with that, as beloved commentary friend would say. And thank both of you for joining us today.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you,
And by the
Adam.
way, I want to say that I'm so happy because I'm in the same conference with Rookies and Opchmurki. So yeah,
Optimurki
Yeah,
are
we're gonna
looking to
farm
get
a lot.
playoff spot. They just said it.
yeah, those are my two favorite teams.
Thank you for joining us, Rup.
Okay, thank you for having me. Bye.
Let's move on to the next team. And that will be Old Farts. I wish we had a guest for them, but I got no response, unfortunately. And the Farts lineup is the exact same as in the previous season. So there's Chero, 80, Lisko, Madut, Dafit, Psychout, Rale, Lucas, and Tsukuyomi. This was the, I don't want to say underdog, but the team that could have been the dark horse, but didn't quite deliver at the end. Because at the start, people didn't expect them to treat the league seriously. So they would come to play matches, but like no warm-up games. And the lineups for the officials might be a bit weird. But they ended up being fourth in the conference. And out of the whole conference, the three teams above them made it to the semi-final. The only team who didn't make it to the semis was them, but they were playing against opposite conference winners. And they've had a close game as well. The whole best of three went to the third game to overtime. So it could have been a Western Conference domination, and they are back in the Western Conference again. And seeing the same lineup, you'd only expect them to get better.
Yeah, I absolutely agree that they may be dark horses in this season, more than if they were last season when they finished in the quarters, losing to Ulica Sezamkowa. I think that Dafit is in form. I predict them to be in the finals, to be honest. I think this team is really strong, especially with Tsukuyomi. And I think that's they might be a little surprise, I guess, because probably most of the people would predict a different team, different teams to be in the finals. But in my opinion, they might be the dark horses, and I predict them to be in the finals. Not winning the league, but being in the finals is definitely possible.
Okay, that's a bold prediction, that's for sure. And another fun fact is they were the last team to sign up literally on the final day. They've got a captain because as an admin team, I'm gonna leak a little bit of info. We were talking to players who didn't register. We were trying to help out with more teams signing up. And Old Farts was one of those teams which we've asked multiple times. But all we got is like, oh, I'm away. Oh, they have no captain. There's not gonna be anyone to manage them. Then another issue was players finding other teams because we've had Daffy, who was in Killer House Clan, which we've just talked about. We've had the Rale, who was originally in Athletic Reconnaissance, and I reckon he would suit their playstyle. And then we've had Lishko, who was member of a team we didn't discuss yet. So 3 core players of the team were already gone playing for other teams. So the chance of Old Farts signing up was looking unlikely. And then on the final day, Chero decided to step up, registered them. I don't think he even asked them. He just literally copied the lineup for the previous season and then convinced the player like David, like Rale, like Lisko to quit their team since the deadline wasn't on yet, so they could just confirm to Old Farts and return looking to achieve big goals like Greece said, possibly making it to the finals. I don't think they can make it like that, but I do have high hopes for them. And especially after playing them last season, I know what they are capable of.
Yeah, the only question for me is whether they will be willing to try hard enough, or they will just come to the official games. Because I think that if they play some ELO and just play some spars and train, they really can be a very, very strong team. And yeah, as I said, maybe even making it to the finals.
So this was Old Farts, and we can move on to another team, which is Parhańskie Mostady making a debut. We've had Isep, who made Haceparchy last season, which was kinda a debut, you could say, because he's played in the league in the past, but that was like ages ago. He didn't even try small puck. And now, not only has he made a team, he's also made an academy. And in that academy, we have Yatho, we have QSM, we have Drego, Virtes, Providni, Chelsea Flyer, and Akfari. So an interesting mix of players. Some of the lower seeded teams type of players, and then somebody new like Chelsea Flyer. And we don't have a guest lined up for them, but I did get a message from Isep about the team. So before I leak it, can you, Greece, try to guess the main four for this team?
Not finish the last.
Can you try to guess the starting lineup for this team?
Okay, so I think who's gonna be the goalkeeper? This is the question. I have no idea. Maybe Drego. The defender, maybe Akfari. The midfielder Yatho, and Provindi as the striker, or Virtes as the striker.
Honestly, you did better than I expected. In the message I got, the main lineup would be Drego, Virtes, QSM, and Providni, with
Okay.
Yatho listed as backup midfielder. Akfari seems to be the fifth man because he's both as backup goalkeeper and backup striker, and Chelsea Flyer is like the third striker. Virtes is the only man who's solo in a position, so it's interesting to see him being an important player in the team, trusting the defense for him. And then you would guess Yatho to take a big part as he's the captain, because they have Iseb as coach, but they still need a captain, and that player is Yatho. So I can expect him to play a bit, even if he's not the main starter. I reckon he's gonna get some minutes after the Summer Cup, where he got to a final in the HSHL. So for Parhańskie Mostady, I reckon it's gonna be similar goal like Obstrzymurki, looking for that playoff spot and battling it out with the Obstrzymurki rookies and most likely Cube. Maybe if some of the teams above collapses, then they can get involved too. but to me, the top 6 has a gap above the bottom 4, which is interesting because that leaves the one playoff spot as something to fight to motivate those lower seeded teams. Greece.
Yeah, sorry. Did you ask something, or because I didn't hear you?
Just finish the sentence. It's fine.
Yeah, okay.
So
So,
I think we can move on, unless you have something to add.
yeah, I can add something. So if when I look at this team, I'm not gonna lie. For me, it's just a bunch of bad players. So I don't see them making the playoffs in this conference. It's Western Conference. We have Obszczymurki, Rookies, Cube, and this team Parchańskie Mossady. So there are 4 bad teams here. One of them is gonna be in the playoffs, but to be honest, I would say that this is not gonna be them. We have just really bad players here, especially Akfari, who is probably the worst player to ever play in HSHL. So no, I think even rookies are gonna to be better than them.
So let's talk about the opposition for that final playoff spot, and that would be Cube HC, the final team of the Western Conference, with the lineup made of Kilmoa, Davidox, Fate, Night Sabes, David MC49, Quintene, Kernoa, and Panda, and we are joined by Kilmoa, and also Fate was invited, so let's move on Kilmoa to us. And hello, Kilmoa. You have to unmute your mic so we can hear you.
Hello.
Let's
Hello.
go.
Alright, you
Tell
can
us
hear me,
about
yeah?
your team.
Hold on. Let me. Alright, because I can hear you. I can hear you very. Hold on. Alright, now it's good. Yeah.
Okay, so what
Hold
are
on. Can
the
you hear me?
expectations for Cube? Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Alright. Yeah. To be fair, I don't expect him like. I expect us to do like some upsets, but I believe we could be like at least like a mid-table team, for example.
Okay.
Like we're a humble team. Like we're not expecting a lot, but we will like at least like create some upsets or just win most games at least to finish 7 to finish in the playoff spot.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
I see
I
few
think
experience. Oh, I'll quickly ask first. I see some experienced names in the roster, like Kernoa and like Quintana. Do you think they will be important players for the team?
Yeah, to be fair, yeah, because we need the good defense. It's like, to be fair, good defense is my most important point for a good team because like you don't want to get scored a lot. But also we got like the strikers as Davidox and Quintana who can score quite a few goals, for example, to like get some goals.
Okay, Greece, you wanted to ask something?
no, I don't have a question. More like I just wanted to agree that the main goal should be here to try to finish 7th. I think this team is also kind of random because we have some I would say bad players with Quintin and Kernoa who used to shine in some bigger teams in the past, so they just kind of don't fit for me here. But yeah, I think with Quintin and Kernoa, this team may be really good in defense, which in my opinion is the most important thing in this map. So yeah, if Kilmoa also gonna be in form like he was in Summer Cup when I played with him, then I think they can make it to the playoffs, finishing 7th in their conference.
Forgot you played together.
Yeah, to be fair, I train quite a lot for for the team as well, like to not do like those mistakes I did on Elo, to be fair.
Yeah, another thing I wanted to say is I see you practicing a lot and looking for the friendly games for the team as well, which is a good because always playing together, getting the chemistry, getting better at the map is always really good. And those teams who actively play friendlies almost always make it to the playoffs. So
Yeah, like
hopefully you can fill that goal as well.
we had a few friendlies like to get like to see what's the better team, like the best lineup and like the best positions like for the team. So we always ensure to have a few friendlies on our belt.
Okay, final question from me. What's your prediction for the first match where you will be playing against the French team anti-secours to beat?
Oof, yeah, that's a good question. I expect, to be fair, I think we're gonna get into overtime. Probably it's either gonna be a 0-0 because I'm gonna try my hardest and like I'm gonna play a good defense as well. I expect either to be a 0-0 or we're gonna get a 1-1 to overtime, but then we're gonna lose either on penalties or we're gonna get scored on overtime. So I think we're gonna lose, but at least we're gonna get 1 point, hopefully.
Okay, that's all from me.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I have to say that I absolutely love this British accent that you have.
No, it's not even British. It's not even British. Most of me remember I'm Romanian. So yeah.
Yeah, the Romanian, Italian, Brit.
Mr.
Yeah.
World Cup right there.
Would be lovely to have you for the commentary if we stream any games, because yeah, the voice is great.
All right.
Yeah, cheers.
All right.
So that is all the teams for the Western Conference, and we will be moving on to the Eastern Conference. But since we are running on a bit of time, a bit too quickly, let me remind you that you can participate in our competitions, the fantasy, the predictions. You can win rewards. It costs nothing. You just show your hockey knowledge and you get rewarded just like that. So make sure to contact any of the admins listed to sign up for the fantasy. And Greece has also gone to bathroom, so I can keep on advertising. Let's go. Now, but on a serious note, I've looked at the predictions, and it seems like 7 games are pretty one-sided, and 3 matches are really close in the votes. So hopefully over the weekend, we can stream those games, because that should be some great hockey shows to watch. And another thing that wasn't mentioned in the announcements, but I can say it out here. If you are able to stream the games, if you are able to commentate the games, if you are interested in, I don't know, making graphics, although we got some graphics guy now, but still like getting involved in the media stuff, helping us out and participating in those community events, please reach out to like any of the admins. Honestly, I can take the DM, anyone can take the DM, because getting more people who are active and are willing to help is always so good. Having those streams weekly with the commentary and having them on YouTube over on Discord as well, because you know Discord streams are fine. They can get like 30 people like the AHL final did, but there's no memories from that. It's not getting archived, while the YouTube streams will be there forever unless your channel gets striked like NJF, but we don't talk about that. Anyway, this is something that you can just remember. You can watch after months, after years to remind yourself of how well you've played or how big of an upset you caused. Laugh at somebody missing a massive time. Those are the great moments which create history. So if you want to create history with us, please join us for the streams, for the commentary. And let's go back to the power play. Hopefully Greece is back by now, because I've talked quite a bit. But looks like he's still gone. So I will present Cheyenne Chaish. The returning OG team is back, trying again to win the
I'm back too.
and probably choking in the final again. Let's go, Greece. So the team is, of course, Tvoja, Sportomen, and Eve, who will be playing as Ari. But we have some new names, like Vnoce, like Bully, like Karim, and then the Cheyenne affiliates, you could say, who are Atsu and, of course, Evariste Galois. You couldn't make Cheyenne without him. Getting him to confirm took me a while, but in the end, he was there for the team. And yeah, Toya, do you want to say something? Because I've been speaking for quite a while and I need a break, I'm not gonna lie.
Greece is back, so he can speak too. But yeah, I think we can win this season. Like KHK gonna be very hard opponent, but I think we are second best team on paper, and we can make upset in final if we get there.
Yeah, I agree. On paper, this team is like a top 2 for sure. And I would see you winning this season, but you have one a huge problem, in my opinion, and this is Portoman, who, as I believe, still plays without this exploration thing. So
Yeah.
if he started to using it, I would say that you're gonna win this season. But if he still doesn't, then it's gonna be difficult because yeah, he's a very skilled defender. He's a very smart guy when in terms of playing, but he just is too slow without exploration, and this is a problem. I think the main problem in your team. But you have Tvoja, who is like 5 times better goalkeeper than anyone who plays as goalkeeper. He's definitely the best. You have Nocy, who is a top player. Ari, who also is really a skilled offensive player. So this team is almost perfect. But yeah, for me, the only problem is Portman playing without the exploration.
Yeah,
Hey man,
that's
if
true.
I had the extrapolation, the league would be boring, so I need to make it somewhat entertaining. No, but on a serious note, both of the top teams have some sort of weakness, although it's not even a weakness, it's just a guy who's not quite on the top level compared to others. And for KHK would be Zenit in goal. I would say Daffy would be that too, was originally listed, but apparently that's controversial take. So we'll stick to just Zenix as he's there right now. And for Cheyenne, it would be myself, Sporto. Not quite as dominative as in like 10 seasons ago. And I'm okay with that. Like, honestly, I just find playing with this team very entertaining. And I love the play style of it as well. It's not just like, oh, kick it out, let's the striker try to find something, and for the DM, oh, stay back, don't get involved. No, we're actually trying to play, and hockey, that's pleasure to watch, and that's always something good. And yeah, the hopes are high, that's for sure. We are aware that if the two biggest favorites made it to the final to clash up for that game, we would probably be the underdog. But I think everyone in the team is okay with that. Like, the only title I've won was when I was an underdog in a final. And then the other finals, I was the favorite. So, yeah, talk about shocking. But I really like this team. I don't think I would change anything. Like, honestly, whoever you would offer to join, I would say, no, we have Foya, no, we have Evan, no, we have Zinatse. Like, this is the lineup I would want to have in like my dream team right now, let's say. That's all from me, I guess.
Yeah, I just hope you can finally win after being second 2 times, because it's very sad. So yeah, I support you in this season.
Yeah, would be nice. And there's another team which I would be hoping that can win quite a lot of games, and that is Cumbria Kunkumas, the Alliance team. Because I will not say Academy. They are like the co-op team of Cheyenne. And the lineup for Cumbria right now is Luxech, Uyo, Chusei, SF, Isir, and Anaka. So as a coach, I will need to go on an essay once again. So starting off from the back, and I will say finding a goalkeeper was the biggest struggle. Like honestly, looking at the GK's list, they would either not play anymore, they would have a team already, and they would play in a different position than a GK, or I wouldn't be interested in them because I don't consider them as valuable players, or they might be overrated for me. And in the end, the goalkeeper is Isir. And I like Isir personally, but I will say that he was supposed to be a backup player because he's a good guy who can play as a goalkeeper, who can play as defender. But with his recent performances, or rather lack of game time, I wasn't too sure about him. Then additionally, his ping is not the best at times. Like there would be moments where it's all fine, he can play for an hour without any issues. But then we would play another friendly and he has constant 300 ping. So that is one of my worries, that's for sure. Then we move on to defense. And defense is not so good position for me as well. Because we have Uyo, who was in NHL, who was third place in season 16, I believe. But I prefer him as a forward, whether it's a midfielder, whether it's a striker. He suits the forward role more. He's got the positioning. And although for him it can get him angry, because not every play he makes as a forward is perfect. That is acceptable because forwards are supposed to take risk, and if they were perfect, we would be seeing hockey games like 12 to 16, while instead we see games 2 to 4. And right now he's a DM because other DM options have either rejected because they don't want to play, or have switched teams because they've got a different offer. And for the forward, this is the one part where I'm confident about because all four of the players in here, so Luxech, Chusei, S7, and Naka, I've seen them play and I like the way they play. Luxech has had an incredible season in season 17, and he's had like what 19 goals or 21 goals, something like that. Some pretty good numbers, which got him to like top 5, I believe. Chusei, rookie star, I would say. He's won the top rookie, he's won the golden boy of that season. Him again had around 20 goals and was the main guy who brought rookies all the way to the playoff spot. And then you have SF, whose positioning is incredible. Like me and Toya as the coaches have been giving them some tips like, oh, how to build up, how to position, and how to rotate, all that stuff. It felt like SF has read that before we even wrote it. Like, honestly, his IQ for the game is really good. And all that's left to do is actually playing, grinding the mechanics so he can be the starter. And then Anaka is kind of a backup player. Like, I really like the way she plays, but even on her request, she was like, yeah, okay, you can add me, but keep me as a backup. And for the Summer Cup, I believe she was a DM, so maybe she will end up playing in that position as well. But the plans would be the main 5 listed above her to be the main players.
Yeah, I think it would be kind of risky to have an American player to be a
She
defender.
lives in UK right now.
Oh, okay, then it's better for sure. Here I know Polish players only, so I'm gonna share some words about them. And all of them are very good players. I mean, Isir, I played with him in season 14, if I'm not wrong. And he was a goalkeeper as well, mostly in that season. And I felt really confident with him being a goalkeeper. His only problem is that he isn't very stable. He just sometimes has very good games and sometimes he just makes some mistakes. But overall, he's a really decent player as a goalkeeper. Looks like he's been playing in this league like from forever, and I know that he makes a progress season by season. He's just getting better and better. Maybe he's not making this progress that fast, but he does it, and I'm sure that he's already better than I remember him from season 16. And Uyo and SF, they were both very good in season 16 when I played here last time, and I believe that they are now even better. So yeah, Cumbria, I think they have the best logo in the league. Not the best roster, but I think they still gonna make it to quarters, at least.
Which would be over the expectations as they were in top 3, so 9 to 12 team, hypothetically. And this is the moment where you ask me if you have any questions, but since I've rambled for so long, I'm guessing that everything has been mentioned and we are back on track with time. So we can move on to Dream Team. And speaking of like OG players, like you said with Luke, say, wow, look at this roster. We have Zehir, we have Yasmin, and we have Pint, the 3 guys who've won a mini cup, which was organized. The 4th player then was Tvoja. And they called themselves a Dream Team back then. And then now for the actual season, they've actually brought it back. However, instead of Tvoja, they have North, they have Kuba, they have Vasque, and they have Pinotek. And if I saw this lineup on like season 11, for example, that would be one. You switch it. Okay, I found out. I would say they are like one of the stronger teams. I don't know if title contenders, maybe not quite, but like pot 2, pot 1, something around that. And it is season 18 now. So they finished in the 3rd pot, and it will be interesting how they play. Especially with the lineup, like who's gonna be active, who's gonna be coming to games, who's gonna be just added to the list and not play anymore. And what do you think about them?
Yeah, it's good for them that they value themselves so much that they called themselves Dream Team. In my opinion, I agree with you that it would be a Dream Team more like 2-3 years ago. Nowadays, they are just some solid players, but definitely not the best. And well, I would say that's it's similar to Cumbria, maybe like their goal should be finishing in the quarters. They all are very known player. They've been playing all here for really long, and I think everyone knows Zehir, Yasmin, Pint, Kuba, or Vasquez. So yeah, this team seems really good, but it's definitely not a dream team. I see better teams than them.
Wow, that's a bit harsh. I really wish we had a guest, but I got a response that nobody can come to talk because I want to know the lineup, who's going to be the defender, because all I'm seeing is just striker and striker and striker and maybe midfielder, but then another striker and then Yasmin on his own. And that is quite ironic because Yasmin has been always known to be playing in a really defensive teams. And now all of a sudden, all he's got in the roster is strikers. It's gonna be fun. And I think their first match was one of the close games for the predictions. Let me just quickly find out right now. Dream Team is playing against KHK Academy, who we are yet to talk about. But for the predictions vote, is 25-18. So it is a close call for that. And it could be a big game, a decider game for the playoffs positioning.
Yeah, I remember Yaspin being in more teams as well in the past, so it's kind of funny that he just have now only strikers. If I would pick, I would choose Vasquez to play defender because I remember all the players from some yellow games and how they performed as defenders, and in my opinion, Vasquez is the best here.
I think Vasquez has said something about going to Army. Well, I'm not sure. He's been active in
Oh
some
yeah.
illegal games in the meantime.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I've seen it too. But if he would be active, then I would play him as a main defender.
I found a message, so let me quickly try to translate it because I roughly get it, but I want to be specifically accurate. So the tech language to English. I'm going to Army at the end of the month, so I won't be here for 3 months probably. Yeah, for
Oh,
them, I'm
and how
hoping
long?
that probably doesn't happen. If he won't be here for 3 months,
Yeah, and how long is the season?
it's gonna be like 2 months or something.
Okay,
The regular season will take
so
like
yeah,
a
it's
month,
a
and then
problem.
playoffs another one. But he did end up saying probably, so it's not confirmed. But
Yeah,
yeah,
maybe he just gonna play from Army. I don't know.
the Huxtable mobile was discovered. He is saved.
Yeah.
So since Pint is in the roster, I wish them good luck and I hope they get the finish they want to get. And let's move on to another team. And that is one of the Huxtable clubs of this conference, which is, I believe, Hatzeparche. Yes, it is. And the roster is small. The roster has a spelling issue, which I've just noticed. So sorry for that. And also, big props to Viviri. I did not mention that, and I'm so sorry. But Viviri made those graphics. He's made them in like a day. And they might be basic, but they are something. They've allowed us to host the show, to get you guys involved, to speak about your teams. And I do like them. I like the simplicity. And as it was kind of rushed, and those kind of spelling issues may have happened, so apologies for that. But show some love to Viviri. And the roster for Parche is Isep, Dogox, David Czech, Ikv, and Mr. Worldwide. And we've got David Czech in the waiting room, so let's get him in here. And oh, no, it's not working. Hello, David Czech.
Siema.
What do you think about your team?
That a lot of people are retarded here.
Okay, good start.
I think that we will get to playoff, but then we will lose in first match.
Okay. Will you stay in this team or are you transferring?
I don't know yet.
Because there were some rumors about other teams interested, and there's not many players, so I'm guessing no friendlies as well.
No friendlies.
I mean, Isef is, I believe, in Miami, so if he's playing with Messi, then you can forgive him probably.
Yes. Can I say something?
Go ahead.
I just want to say that 58 is retarded son of a bitch, and that's all.
Okay, I think 58 is in the roster of the next team. But before we get into that, and Greece, do you have any questions?
I have only one question. Can this team avoid being disbanded with only 5 players?
We won this band. One player will join us, I think.
Okay.
Last season,
Okay,
they've
then
had a small
it will be
roster
better.
as well. It was the Iseb and Dogox were a duo that played every minute. Then Ip was their goalkeeper last season, who I think played every game as well. And only DM changed because they've had Kernoa and now they have David Czech, who's on a good run as well, because he's been making it to the semifinals twice in a row. So don't be sleeping on this team. And I think that's all we have to say. Can you leak the one player that's coming?
Seplox is coming.
Ooh, so switch from Wielka Noga, that will be interesting. So we'll need to wait for the Der We Land Comunicado Oficial.
And also Ruby is coming and Raizo too.
Okay, so this is the type of transfers. I see. So we'll have to wait for all those 10 new players for the roster to be announced. And thank you, David, for joining us.
No problem.
So that was Parche, and they were in pot 2 after a really impressive season. Well, how did they finish actually? They finished third in their conference, getting 19 points, and then making it all the way to quarterfinal, where they've lost in a third game to a future finalist, HSHL. So it can only get better, you would assume, as they've made it to the quarters in like the debut season, you could say, for those players. The first like proper actual season. And with the roster not changing much, you would expect it to work well. But looking at that interview with David, it seems like that might not necessarily be the case. And that's all I have to say.
Hey, I don't know. I mean, I've never seen Isep or Dogox playing here, but I just opened the document from last season and I see that they both scored 30 goals. So it seems like they are a very skilled player. So yeah, maybe players. So maybe this team, can make some surprise as well in this season.
This is all for the Parche, and we will be moving on to another Hagsball club, but it is a French club, another OGs making a return, and it's HSS Stark with the French lineup of Aidanon, Evra, Paredes, and VKN. Joined as the fifth player is Oyedele, who was invited to talk with us, but I do not see him in the waiting room. Hopefully, he shows up at some point. But the French OGs, the season 7, I believe they were invented in, and they've had a good run there. And with Evra having a brilliant season, making it to the final and being a really important player for Suse, now backing it up with the Frenchies. I wonder how's their chemistry going to be.
Yeah, I remember these 4 players winning World Cup, if I'm not wrong. Exactly these 4 players in like 2021.
I don't remember the year, but yeah, they definitely won a World Cup after a final against Italy.
Yeah. So I think they have chemistry. But the question is, are they still top players? Because I really value Evra. I think he's very smart player. But Ada as a defender, I think he plays slightly too offensively. Paredes also he's not my dream striker. And Vikian used to make a lot of mistakes, I remember, in the past. But still, this team is really decent. I think they definitely gonna make it to the playoffs. And the question is if all of these 4 French players gonna be active, because this is also gonna be important. They only have 5 players, and I don't know who is this Polish guy, but he probably isn't very very good. I don't know. But if all 4 French players are gonna be active, I think the quarter final is possible for them.
The Polish player has never played hockey. That's all I know about him.
Yeah.
So you can't get much info from me about that. And we can move on to another team, I'm guessing, which is HC Wielka Ręka, the last of the Hagsball Club's corporate, and the last pot one team we have not talked about yet. So we have Senyu, then it's Michkai, Kyle, 58, Isco, and Vese. And this is like dream team, but more recent. So a great goalkeeper, and then 5 good forwards. But who's gonna be the defender? It's the question for me. Because all of those 5s are great players, and I wouldn't mind having them in a team. But I don't know how will they work as a team.
This team is really, really good. I mean, Michkai is probably one of the best goalkeepers right now. He's like definitely definitely making progress season by season. And you have some good players also like Schnege, 58, Isco or Vesi. And as you mentioned before, the only problem here is the case of who's gonna be the defender, because I don't see anyone who can just position himself good in the defense here and play safely. So I don't know who's gonna be the defender, but this is probably gonna be a problem of this team. But yes, I think this is a problem of the whole league. Like you just don't have very much good defenders here. So it's a problem of very much teams that they just don't have a good defender. But they definitely gonna be strong in attack. Like I played once with 58, and he's absolutely top player. I don't know why he still didn't find this absolutely top team to play, and he plays season by season with some good players, but not top players. When he played the Summer Cup with me and Miso, he just showed that he can be on absolute top level, and for some reason he still can't find the best teams. But yeah, I think he's gonna be the best player here, and this team is really strong, especially in terms of just making some skills, because Vessi, Isco, and 58 are some, I believe, futsal players or something like that. They just play different maps, and they have really huge Hagsball skill. The question is if they gonna, just perform well in this map as well, if they gonna position themselves well. The problem is for sure the defender, but still I think they can even make it to the semis, especially with Michkai as a goalkeeper, who is one of the best right now, I'm sure.
With himself and join us on the conversation about 58, because 58 was in Kila House Clan last season with Tvoya and with Sarah, but he ended up moving to a different team. So it would be nice to get some inside info from Tvoya, but I'm not seeing here. Oh, maybe he's gonna talk now.
Okay, so 58 got mad that Avri wasn't passing to him and he left.
Okay.
But it was kinda good because he was chief with us, so yeah. He was missing a lot of situations, so it turned out good for us. He also missed situations in final versus us, so easy.
Yeah, because interestingly, he was in the opponent's team for the final. And for Killer House Clan, Isco was the striker in that game because it was supposed to be then Coco, but then he was lagging. So they ended up playing with Isco up top. And it worked well. And in the Summer Cup, we've seen 58 as a defender as well. So maybe that could be helpful for this team. I don't know. They will find someone to. Like, there's so many people who can control the ball on other maps so well that surely on hockey, one of them can position themselves in defense. Okay. So I guess we can move on to the next team. And the next team, we will have a guest. This is KHK Academy. We will be joined by Pepe, but in the team with him is some other interesting players who are. I'm waiting for the Mr. Streamer. The lineup consists of Kot, Wall, Pepe, Ian Dior, Mastur, Zerdion, Juven. I'm not sure. I guess Juven is there. I don't remember. There was some drama with him. And Chris. So let's get Pepe in here. Hello, Pepe.
Siema, hello.
What do you think about your team?
I think this team is nice. We play a lot of friendly match, and it's look good. And I think we can place inaczej. Our predictions is we will finish this conference at the the top 3.
Ooh.
But I hope in the second place.
That is really interesting. I will ask, who will be above you then?
I think team with I don't know, remember name this team. Wait, it's Cheyenne or something.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go on, Chris.
Yeah, I have a question. What's gonna be the main lineup here? Because you have 8 players and probably all of them are active. So what's gonna be the main 4?
Yes, I think I don't know who will be play in goalkeeper in first match in the first squad because Chris and Jan Dior plays very good in this friendly match, and I don't know who will play in first squad, but I think Chrisu. In defense, I think me. And Wall at the mid or striker and Cod.
Some new positions for the players. And let's say you have this team and you said top 3, maybe top 2.
Yes.
Tell me, how do I ask you? Comparing player by player to, let's say, Parchy. So Ikv, David, Czech, Isep, and Dogox. Where do you think your team is better and where are you worse?
Who is goalkeeper in?
The goalkeeper is Ikv, the Czech player.
So I think Chrisu is better.
Okay. Do you want to maybe tell us why? Because Chris has never played as goalkeeper, I think.
Yes, but in friendly match he plays very good, and I think inaczej, kurwa.
It's fine.
I don't know how to play Ikv. I never play against.
I understand.
So I don't know.
Chris is just a hidden talent. He never played as a goalkeeper, but he gonna be better.
Yes, I think.
Some really high ambitions, but maybe it's possible. I don't know. It's good to see teams playing friendlies because I can see you play a lot of games, even against Cumbria. I saw you tried to play some. And the first round match is, I believe, a close game for you against Dream Team. What do you think will be the score?
I think we will win, and I think this score will be 1-0 on 2-1. It will be close match, close game.
Okay, that's all questions from me. What about you, Chris?
Yeah, I don't have any questions as well.
Thank you, Pepe, for joining us.
Thank you. Goodbye.
So that was
If I can,
Yep.
if I can add something about this team, these are just some Polish players that have been playing here for very long, and in my opinion, like almost every one of them don't make progress. So maybe it's finally time to do so and just make some kind of a surprise in this season.
Okay. I think we can move on to the next team, which will be Oil Guardians, going from Pepe to the oil company, the Man City. Now his friends, although playing without him, are all Guardians, and this is the GKFC, I would say. So the lineup consists of Craquinho, who's an OG goalkeeper who's achieved all of them. Then there's Zayn, who's an OG goalkeeper who's like achieved everything. You have Yamal Krzysiu, who was in Rookies, who is a goalkeeper. He's like he's the main goalkeeper for the team, but the other two are outfield players. And then the actual outfield players are Feo, also known as Modon, and Dave. We were meant to have Dave, but the schedule didn't work for him. He was available earlier. And I see Feo. Oh, apologies for that. I see Feo in the chat, so maybe he's gonna join us to talk about the team. But he's not here right now. So tell me, what do you know and what do you think about this lineup, Grace?
So another 5-player team, but this time I think all of them are gonna be active, so there won't be a disband here, I think. I don't know who's gonna be the goalkeeper, if it's gonna be Craquinho or Zayn, but
Neither
I think,
of them. It's gonna be Krzysiu.
Okay,
Craquinho will be the defender, and Zayn will be midfielder.
Okay, so I don't see this team playing good. I just think Craquinho is a bad defender. So yeah, I think this team maybe isn't even gonna make it to the playoffs, in my opinion.
Interesting take. We've just had two pot 4 teams, with one, as you're saying, might not make playoffs, and another one hoping to get top 3. So quite a big difference between the opinions here. We wish Feo would join us to talk and defend the team, but it seems to not be the case.
Yeah, but important thing here is as well that I don't know Feo and Dave. I don't know them. Maybe they are just really good players, but I personally don't recognize them. So maybe you can prove me wrong.
Maybe they can, maybe they can't. Who knows? But we were getting close to an end. We can go to the next team. This is the penultimate team, the French Academy of Anti-Secours to Beat, called Souleveux to Daron, with the lineup made of 9 players, 8 French and 1 Polish. So we have Skelia, we have Deulofeu, we have Zuma, we have Omega, we have Müller, we have Toddy Cancer du Poumon, we have Kerr, then there's Blusiel, and the Polish player added to the end of the roster, Helium. We should have 2 guests coming, so if they are in the stream, please join the waiting room. One of them is here now. So let's invite Omega to us. Hello, Omega. Bonjour. We have some.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Issues.
Can hear you.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it works now.
Yeah, gang shit. Hello everybody, everyone. So this is the team. We are beginner.
We can't hear you. Can you mute the stream because there's the echo? It works. The mic works now.
Okay, now you hear me?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
good.
Okay. So as I said before, we are a new team in this mode in Axball.
Very new.
Yeah, we are beginner. We are beginner. But in this team, we know each other pretty well because we play together in RS. And yeah, we're gonna try this mode, be good, and try to be polyvalent.
We'll try our best because we don't really know the rules, but I assure you we'll try our very best to win against any team.
Yeah, type shit.
I think you are happy to have Stark as rivals in conference for the French derby.
We
Yeah,
are going to fuck them pretty hard. That's all I can say.
yeah, we're very excited because we got like some trouble with them before in the past time, but we know we can do the right job. We're gonna beat this ass up, and people will see.
And then we'll score.
Yeah.
So, like you said, you are a new team, new players in hockey. So, people don't know you. You were in the last pot, but which place do you want to finish for the regular season?
For the regular season, I will say maybe in the middle of
We
the
need to aim
leaderboard.
for the best. There is no second, third, fourth. It's first place or nothing.
First place or disband?
Exactly.
Okay, Greece, do you have any questions?
I think everything has been already said. Like I don't know personally these players. They are new here. I just wish you good luck in this season. You better read rules before you start, and yeah, I'm looking forward to see the French derby game. Yeah.
There's a rule that you cannot like physic the GK, right?
Yes.
I'm
When
going to change
GK
that rule.
is
Don't
in
worry.
blue
This
box,
rule will change at
you
the end
can't
of the
touch him.
season. Don't worry.
Yeah, thanks you.
I have one more question because there is 9 players in the team. Who
Yes.
is the main 4?
Bleu ciel. Thank you.
Nah, he's a fucking liar. Listen. So in this team, I'm the number one in this team. Okay.
Oh, he's shit. Don't listen him.
In many times, people rest on my skills in the field, and I know I'm gonna do the best for the team, for the country also, because it's not only for me,
Yes.
it's for everyone, gang shit. And yeah, you will see. But I want to say also something, because when you talk about Sosa, who play for Anti-Suceur de Beat, and you say he wasn't important. What I want you to understand is that every player is important in the team,
Yes.
and
His team is very strong.
To answer your question more clearly, we have no starting lineup because only the best will play. So no
Yes.
place is guaranteed. Only the
Yeah.
best.
His team is very strong, and the starter will change.
Yeah.
Great answer.
And you will have the opportunity to see him, and you'll see that you were wrong about this case.
Moller isn't crack.
No, he's not crack.
Shut up, bitches.
He's finito.
Okay, thank you guys for joining us.
You're welcome.
Yes,
you're welcome.
For giving us the chance to express our expectation.
Yeah.
We'll hopefully stream the first game because for the prediction in the community, it's a close vote, so it should be entertaining to watch.
Yeah, Moller, il a pas les papiers.
Yeah, I don't think the match will be close, but it's only my guess, to be fair. Only my guess.
And
But I think we are going to
not
destroy
Sosa.
for the kitchen people.
It's Sauce God, not Sosa. Gazo.
Yes. So it's good.
Okay, let's move on to the next team. And this is the final team as well, which is Zuto Hokejowcy. And this is the only time you've heard me say this name, because I will refer to them as Zut Zutuje. This is such a missed opportunity for the team name. And we should be joined by Ospermiarz. We'll see if he comes in. But the roster is the main man himself, Zut, then Tomek, then Ospermiarz, then Puszek, then Kaza, and then Lei. What did you want to say, Gris?
Yeah, I wanted to say that Ospermiat is a really interesting nickname. This team, well, I know only Zut and Kaza here, so I don't have much to say. I hope that someone will join us and just share some words about the expectations for this season.
Zut is supposed to be playing as defender for this team rather than a goalkeeper. And they are in pot 5. So, and Ospermiarz is with us. Hello, Ospermiarz.
Hello.
And there's Puszek as
We have
well, so let's
Puszek
get
as
him
well.
invited. Hello, Puszek.
Hello.
Can you guys tell us about the team? Like you can tell us about maybe the players, who's gonna play, who's the bench player.
I don't know. Wait. Sorry, that was my first time here.
It's okay, don't worry. It might be stressful, but it is always good to hear from the players. So you don't know the lineup, but have you played any friendly games already? Like, did you practice against others?
We played many friendly matches.
And how did it
we
go?
won most.
Oh, that's good. Who scored the most goals?
Player with nick Tom Sae.
Okay, that's a name I've heard. I think he was in Opstrzymurki once, or maybe in other team. So hopefully Tom Sae can score in this season. And in which position do you think you're gonna finish?
Which position? Maybe 3.
Other high hopes. That's good to see. Do you think Zut is a good defender, or will the goalkeeper have to do the job?
Yes, he's very good defender.
That's good to
The
see.
best on the all. The best on the all.
Okay, Puszek, do you have something to add?
No, I think that's everything.
It's good to have you guys. What about you, Gris?
No, I don't have any questions as well. I just wish you good luck.
Thank you guys for helping us with the show. And this was the final team. So we have the one more screen to show you, and that is the conference if you have missed it. So we have this beautiful graphic of all the badges displayed into the Western and Eastern Conference, as well as the schedule for match day 1. So the opening game, unless there's some postponements, I believe this match was actually postponed already. But anyway, following the original schedule, the match day is Cube HC against Anti-Sukur-to-Beat, then Athletic Reconnaissance against Old Fars. That was another close game, which I don't think I've mentioned during the team's preview, but that is a match that I'm excited to see, because this is the two teams I said you don't want to play against, and they will be clashing off right at the start of the season. So even though it might be one-sided gameplay, the result should be close. and it should be still good to see. Then you have the Handball Club Derby, so HC Obszczymurki against HC Wielka Noga. After that, Italian United against Parchańskie Mosady, and Kila House Clan against Rookies. Thank God we've invented the Mercy Rule. And as for Eastern Conference, we started off with two really close games. So Treleveur to Danerons playing against Oil Guardians. So the French team has hyped themselves up, and it should be a great show to watch. Playing against Oil Guardians, who didn't have anyone to talk with us today, but are interesting to see how it's going to work, because they can't all go into the blue box as the three goalkeepers. They will need to play out from the back, but they've been pretty active, so they should manage. I think they will qualify to playoffs, opposite to what Greece said, but it should be an interesting match because we do not know what to expect from the French team. Then the another close game will be Dream Team against KHK Academy. We've talked about that in detail during the team preview. And the remaining games are HC Wielka Ręka against HC Stark, which again should be a good game, but in the votes it's a bit more one-sided compared to the other matches I pointed out. Then we have Zuto Hokejowcy against HC Parchy, and to close the match day, the derby, the Cheyenne Chai Chais against Cumbria Kumkumash. I don't think this match ever happened. Maybe Greece, you can help me out, because Cumbria only existed for 1 year in hockey.
Maybe in different leagues. In hockey, definitely not.
It wouldn't happen in different leagues, because then those teams would be D1 and D2, so they wouldn't cross. So the first time in history this is happening in 2024, who would have thought? And that is all we've prepared for you today. Thank you, Pancake69, for joining me today for this team analysis.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you all guys for joining us, and I wish you all a good season.
So before we go, I have one more question just for you, because with the activity in the season, we're joining us for the power play. Do you plan to join a team mid-season?
No, I don't think so. Like I kind of got bored of just playing games. So no, I don't think so.
Okay, that's pretty sad, not gonna lie, but you didn't say definite, so maybe that will change as the season goes. Seeing the gameplay, getting hyped, maybe some drama in one of the teams occurs, and then they need a player for you to solve. We'll have to wait and find out. But that is it we've prepared for today. It's been about 2 hours of the stream. So thank you to everyone that has stayed with us, that helped us, that joined us to talk about their team. And that's all from me. We'll see you at the stream of the first match of the season. Goodbye.
See you.